My mom tells everyone I was born with a baseball in my hand. And like all my buddies, I dreamed of becoming a ball player. But when I found out I had leukemia, I thought my playing days were over. Lucky for me, the cancer specialists at St. Peter's University Hospital understood. I just wanted to get back to the game I truly loved. Today my dream is becoming a reality. Thanks, St. Peter's.
St. Peter's University Hospital, treating you better for life.
That is a great spot. I should make it clear that St. Barnabas is our sponsor, and they have great spots as well.
Oh.
But, okay.
we do some work for St. Barnabas, too.
What did you like about that? Because I know what I liked. I want to ask you what you liked about that.
Well, I think what we're trying to do is take a hospital that really is very community-oriented and really cares, and not be commercial about that caring, really getting the warmth and the feeling. And it's unusual to have patients talk about thank you, St. Peter's. You know, they'll say something to other people about the hospital, but not necessarily this whole feeling of thank you, St. Peter's.
But did you have to convince the folks at St. Peter's that it was a good idea to have a commercial?
Well, fortunately, the folks at St. Peter's are very good. They
get it.
They're very professional, and you know, they demand the best, and we like clients like that.
Well, how do you figure out the placement is important again?
Yes.
Because anyone who watches the show knows that there are a fair number of commercials, and we worked hard to bring in sponsors and convince them that this is a good show to be a part of. You were saying that the Super Bowl was a good thing to be a part of. Placement of the ad. Creating an ad is one thing. The media buy is huge, correct?
Yeah.
Do you have to spread it out, Walt? Internet, print,
Yes.
TV, everything?
Yes.
Why not just one area?
Well, because you lose certain parts of your audience, and also because of efficiencies. Certain media offer more efficiencies, so that when you spread it out, not to get too technical, but we deal in two letters, R and F.
R and F.
R is the reach, how far and how broad you can get for the dollars, and then the F is frequency. How many times can those people that you're trying to get to see it within the period of, say, 4 weeks?
Right.
So we try to maximize or optimize the reach and the frequency. And in order to do that with, you know, in the most effective way, you have to mix media.
Stay on the print side.
Okay.
I was telling you that we have a partnership with the Star Ledger, which is a major paper in the state of New Jersey.
Yeah.
And they did great print ads for us. And we're always trying to figure out the impact and value of them, even though you're great partners of ours. Yeah. Do you think people read or consume a print ad differently than either a television spot saying the same thing and an internet spot saying the same thing?
Absolutely.
How so?
Well, first of all, television is what we call an intrusive medium. So,
intrusive?
Yeah, you have sight and sound, and it's right in your living room. Other media like print can be anywhere, and it's magazine, yeah, and leisure time reading. So that there's a selective process that goes on in terms of self-selection when you read a print ad or a magazine ad, as well as a newspaper ad. So it's a time factor, and it's the conditions factor that make all the difference in the world. Now, somewhere in between there is radio.
Radio.
Yeah.
No visual at all.
Right. Well, theater of the mind.
What is it?
I call it theater of the mind.
Harder to do advertising spots that are compelling and effective on radio than any other medium?
I would argue yes. I would say yes, because I think a good radio spot, an excellent radio spot, can just give you so much more for the buck. It's very hard to do good radio.
And by the way, satellite radio that some of us listen to, another challenge?
The threat.
Another threat. I call it challenge. You go, no, it's a threat.
It's a threat.
Are there threats all over?
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody's looking for a way to get the cost down, to get the word out. And you know, television and print are getting more expensive all the time, even though you have more alternatives with, we call it narrow casting, but cable casting,
right,
and lots more channels. We're always in a threatened environment.
Before I let you out of here, how many years have you been in advertising?
The truth?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, in the 30s.
Are you bored at all?
Never.
How does that work?
Well, it's the dynamism of the business. It constantly changes, and changes even with the threats. It's sort of, there's an effervescence about it. That's why I teach too, because you have to stay on top of the whole change, and then anticipate what you're going to do in light of it. The fact that we have the internet and the ability to learn more and more about people every day makes us a little bit sharper in terms of how we can develop messages and the new media that we have to use.
It's not the same business.
It's not the same business. It's constantly changing. The only thing that's the same is what I started out liking about the business is that I'm fascinated by what motivates people to make a decision to buy or do.
Or not.
Or not. Or change.
Good stuff. I have to tell you, Walt, we've known each other for all these years, and we've never had this in-depth a discussion about advertising and branding and connecting, and I've learned a lot, and I have a feeling people have as well.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. Listen, stay with the show as long enough to get to the commercials. This is what Walt's really interested in. This is one-on-one. We have great people like Walt Guarino with us. The Walt Guarino theory of convergence. It's all coming together. Come together with us right after this. The commercials. Stay with us. We'll be right back.